Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you. Unfortunately, I cannot see you, but I'm very happy to present my work, the team's work with you in the IDETC CIE 2021 conference. Okay, let me share my screen and push the time button to make sure I can record it in 10 minutes, okay? Sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. So let me click the play button. Okay, today I'm going to share the team's work. It's about the topics around the Inspiration Design Toolkit, a human-centered design tool for assistant engineering course. So I'm Sheng-Hung. The co-author will be, the co-author are Professor Maria Beatriz from MIT X Pro and also John Rudnik from MIT H Lab with me as my colleagues. And we really appreciate a lot of people's help this project. Professor Ed Crowley, TC, Chris, Michael, Daryl, Yankee, Dr. Joseph from H Lab, Professor Oliver Duac from MIT Air Astro, and also Professor Jonathan Champion from CMU. And also the labs and my program really support this project. And introduction is like, this is the big project team, and I'm very honored to be here to present our outcome of research. The design challenge is how might we set up human-centered inspiration design toolkits, IDT, to empower and help students with rich industry working experience from various backgrounds, have immersive yet effective learning experiences. That's our a big ask. So we did some literature review and mainly focus on system engineering education and creative toolkits. That's the two main direction for us to do the research. And then we also did two course runs. So it's last year during the summer and fall time, we have for the first round, we have around 120 participants. For the second round, we have 40 participants. And we still doing the research till now. Now I guess the third round for testing this toolkit. And then for sure, this research is work with MIT X Pro. So we also studied their pedagogy model, and they have 5 different sections or parts, like explore, practice, apply, assess, and share. You can see they have different proportion for different weeks based on the learning objectives and the needs for the participants. And for this toolkit and this research, we mainly focus on the explore part. And let's talk about the toolkit and also system thinking. And Inspiration Design Toolkit, IDT, is a set of human-centered system material to enhance the overall online and offline learning experiences to make class participants fully engage with the community and content, as well as enjoy in the delightful journey with MIT X Pro. That's our goal for this project. And you can see on the side, this is the toolkit, the very first 2 pages, the card. So we have explained the purpose, the icons, and how we use this, and the team members. And for the purpose of the toolkit, we think about 3 layers, from individual to course to community. And I'm not going to explain in detail. So basically, we try to bring everyone on this platform through the toolkit. And the toolkit itself is less about design ideas, more like curate the concept, and try to focus on people's learning process, and it's more like an inspiration material. That's about a structured assignment, and we try to make sure the most challenges and the questions is open-ended, is less about closed-ended question, and definitely it's the interpretation intention, less about definition driven. So there's no right or wrong. It's more based on your learning and your learning experience with the course. And also it's not it's more, we also want to make sure this toolkit can document your learning journey. And for the learning journey, user journey, we kind of break down the journey into 6 steps. And then we try to not design the toolkit only for a certain step. We try to design the toolkits for in between steps. So we try to make sure the toolkit could seal the gap between different steps, from registration to warm-up quiz to the main content of the courses and how people reflect. and what are the project-based assignment until the transition to the next segment. So you could see the red triangle is the part that Toolkit could be used. And also we think about like opportunity area for this toolkit. If you see this in 2x2, online, offline, reflect versus create, learn versus make, the toolkits kind of sit between like a create, make, and offline. So we try to have some offline, like a tangible experiences. That's the original intention. And because of COVID now, it's mainly like online. And some keyword, we try to like design something like it's very personal and also it's very flexible, module based, adaptive process, tailor-made experiences, process-driven toolkit. And we also try to think about how do we evaluate the concept, right? So we kind of break down the toolkit, the card design into 5 sections. So the example, the visuals, the reflection icon, the provocative question, also the key takeaways. We also have the QR code, people to scan and connect to their personal dashboard online. And then for the concept evaluation survey, we try to use this like 5 section to ask participants to give us the response around, is it very informative or is not that clear? So we could know how can we do the next step for this research. And we have like, these are the tool, the card is designed for week 1. So you can see they have like about 12 set of cards to try to explain each concept clearly through the toolkits. And then the result is like, we try to analyze data gathered from this like courses, professional development course on system engineering with MIT X Pro, using a human-centered design techniques to synthesize tools and approaches that will be formulated into a toolkit that can apply to similar courses that may be developed in the future. So we try to scale the influence, the impact, not just focus on this course. And then you can see like the result from this survey, the first round versus second round, you can see people are very happy. They think the clear is very clear on like key takeaway and examples. And some people, we also think about, we need to consider the toolkit design in the context of participant experiences. So for example, like the one participant say in this quote, like, I like having illustrated examples, but I believe the thought-provoking question and key concept could have more an impact if provided outside of the card format. So for them, the card is limitation, and how can we like expand that kind of format to kind of leverage more like, okay, well, what are the online format for this card, right? And then we'll also think about how can we use toolkit design for tangible and virtual engagement? So people say, oh, this is very interesting material, excited to learn more and see how a lot of this could integrate back into my home organization. And then how do we leverage features of different types of toolkit format? So it could be like physical card, that's our starting point. It could be like phone-based material like app, digital flashcard, or like web-based material like Google Slide, website, or it could be embedded into the course platform, like they have their own personal dashboard in the MIT X Pro website, or maybe other kind of the format. So people say like the card are really only useful if they are physical card that you can flip through. So if people could print out, that would be perfect. Or people say, I wish we had some reference material for us to review as we go. Having material like that would come in handy later on when I like to reference back to material from the class. So that made me think about what are the right format for this card, right? And also think about in terms of content, the aspect of practicality and aspiration of toolkit. So we provide key takeaway and some examples. People love key takeaway because that directly relevant to the content side. And then for the aspiration side, it's the live relevant examples, try to trigger people to think, okay, how can they see everyday live object or like behavior through the lens of system thinking, right? So people say the example were clear and give me a new perspective. Or people also say like, I'm enjoying the new material and content. However, I still miss having the very clear summary and recap, bullet point, and cards. So there's a tension between practicality and aspiration. And like I said, like we want to use live relevant example to illustrate the concept of system thinking. So people say the example were extremely relevant, easy to understand, and very applicable to personal and professional situations. People also say like, I think it will be easy to engage or employ this thinking with more real world examples of where this has been used. So a lot of feedback on examples, which is great because in this professional like system thinking course, most when they talk about this traditionally, like it's really focused on professional thing, right? We want to try something like very relevant, accessible to people's daily life. We also provide like a platform like DIY cars to let participants to kind of create their own car. Like I said, like document their own learning experiences. So very happy to see a few of like the participants create their own car and share on the forum, which is super inspiring for me as designer. And then for the future work, in summary, we try to think about product, process, and people, like three directions. For the product, how can we scale the influence of this toolkit and also increasing the content adaptability, even though MIT Explore changed the course topic, right? What are universal things we need to be aware of? And for the process part, like what are the critical design principles and key consideration for creating a digital and physical self-learning toolkit connect to the course content? And for the people part, like how can we create a comprehensive, like for example, like pre-course, in-course, and post-course experiences and human-centered participant learning journey by understanding demographic differences like their gender, their age, their level of professional experiences, because all that matters to them. And prefer ways to access the information with the help of IDT. So also think about the format of the toolkit. And for the summary, we try to think also like 3Ps, or process, product, platform. So the process part, like we need to consider the course IDT design in the context of participant experiences rather than purely emphasize the course content, right? So experiences versus content. So these are the tension we always need to be aware of. And also for the product part, we think about, we also want to really focus on like lab relevant examples on IDT card to illustrate the concept of the system engineering course content and to trigger, to enable them their curiosity and learning motivations. For the platform, it's like, instead of thinking IDT just the extension of the course content, we also view this as the part of the course platform system to bridge the gap between participants and teaching team to create a better human-centered learning experience. What I mean by that is like, we think about, okay, now we have new education toolkit card, IDT. How can we integrate the existing platform, their like personal learning dashboard on MIT X Pro website? It's like, instead of like, oh, giving a lot of component, we try to integrate like the better, more immersive and human-centered experiences for them, for the participants. And these are the references, and yeah, I'm trying to control the time, and hopefully you enjoyed this work. And then I really looking forward to see you all in person, and let us know if you have any question or any thoughts, any feedback for this toolkit. We're happy to share more. And for this IDT toolkit, the project with MIT X Pro, it's still ongoing process. Now it's like the fourth time, I guess, they're using the toolkit, and we have more participants want to create their own card for this toolkit. And also it's the first time we try to use like design thinking, curriculum design process with the existing MIT X Pro curriculum design team. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for your time, and I really hope to see you all soon, and please stay healthy, stay safe. Cool. See you.